Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of Winter in the Mailman. Tonight we're with Chuck and Mayra Heeman, the owners of the West Nebraska Pioneers, our beloved baseball team in the area. And Chuck and Mayra, it's January, almost time for getting things going. I mean, and I know how
been time for getting things
I know how things work at Pioneers,
yeah.
and they work year round over there. They work hard year round.
Yeah.
But you're getting ready for another baseball season starting late May.
Yes, sir.
And how are things going so far?
Things are going well. As a lot of people know, we've had a lot of changes this year. There's 7 of us in our league that left another league and joined this and formed up this league. So a lot of our fall has been dealing with that. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that has to be done there, and then trying to find additional teams so that we have enough teams to make it a competitive season. That's been a lot of it. As far as the Pioneers go, we've been at it. We'll be releasing our schedule later this week. We finalized that earlier this week, but a lot of that is, again, Antonio Garcia is finding players, signing players, getting them going, working on renewing sponsorships and season ticket holders, and now we're into the part where we're renewing our game day staff and getting our ticket system ready to put tickets on sale. So it's really, it's kind of the same thing we do every year, but it's and like you said, it's a year-round thing, and it never ends. And you catch a break where you can. Sometimes we're slower than others, but it's not as intense as summer, but it is an all-day, everyday thing.
Now, for our viewers that don't know what the Western Nebraska Pioneers, I mean, obviously it's baseball, but these are college players, first and second year college players from a lot of schools all around the country. They come here, they play baseball. I mean, these are guys that are playing at Gonzaga. These are guys that are playing big-time baseball, Big Ten baseball, Big 12 baseball. And these guys, it's a wood bat league. They come and they stay with host parents in the area. And I'll tell you what, it is one of the greatest atmospheres in town to go to a Pioneers game, because you really feel like, I mean, maybe not a major league game, but that minor league feel, and the minor league feel is what it's all about. Chuck, you've been in organizations from the major leagues all the way down to the minor leagues. And now you're here running this, and tell us, you guys have been here for a few years now.
Yeah, we're almost going on 5 years.
Going on 5 years, and talk a little bit about the community and the support for the Pioneers coming from this area. What made you choose here?
Well, and to speak to something you said a second ago, the atmosphere, you don't want it to be a major league atmosphere. No. It's two different things. Major leagues, it's a little more sanitized, a little more corporate, and really. In the major leagues, winning matters a lot. If your team in the major leagues is bad, I worked for the Diamondbacks for 5 years and we're bad, still bad. Well, people stop coming because they don't come for what they come for at a Pioneers game. At a Pioneers game, they come for food and beer and music and throwing t-shirts in the stands and getting on the field to embrace the mascot, and that's what we do. So, that's the kind of atmosphere that we create. So that's. And now I'm talking, I forgot the second part of your question, you see. Because I'm excited, because I want to put on this, I want people to come out.
We want to come now.
What made you, what
made us
to the
choose here?
community? Yeah.
It was her fault. No, and I'll tell you, and we've told people this before. We, after being employees for a long time, myself, at that point, about 25 years at various levels, and then Mayra was with me for a few years when we started 2 wood bat teams in Oregon as employees working for a company. And we found that we really loved that level of baseball. And the reason is again, I left the Diamondbacks to do that because of the reasons I just gave. It's so much more fun and creative, and you have that personal level of involvement, for good or for bad. You hope nobody in town is throwing darts at you or anything. But like, I'll give you an example. When I worked for the Diamondbacks, I didn't know any of our sponsors or our season ticket holders or our fans. I knew the little group of people that I worked with. Here, again, for good or bad, if something goes wrong at a Pioneers game, they know right where to find us. But I love that. I love that part of it. So when we transitioned from employees to looking to own a team, we were going to do this as a retirement job, probably even 3 or 4 years from now. And what are you laughing about? I'm old. I'm
She
old.
knows- I know what she's laughing about.
She's laughing at me because
I have
I'm
nothing to
old.
do with this. I have nothing to do with
Don't laugh at the old
I was
people.
looking at Myra.
Don't laugh at the old people. But we thought, okay, I'm going to work sometime. At that time I was working with the Indians and Reds in spring training. Work there, and when we retire, we would look for this kind of opportunity. Didn't know where. There's wood bat teams all over North America. Well, this came up with the Expedition League, and it was an opportunity for us to own a team kind of at a financial level that we could afford. We're not rich people, we'll never be rich people, but we were able to do that. And so we came to, the first place we went to was Casper, because I knew a lot about Casper because they had a minor league team. So then we came to Gehring, and my rule will tell you, we got here, went up to the monument, parked the car, looked around, and just fell in love with the place. It's just like, this is where we want to be. And I'm not blowing smoke because we're here, because we could have gone other places. We could have stayed in Casper. We had opportunities in Ohio to start a team where two of our kids live. But we came here, and it's like, this is the lifestyle we want to live. Clean air, no traffic. It's close enough to, if you want to go to Denver for something big time, you can do that. But, and then combine that with the way we were treated when we got here. That was so welcoming and excited, and hey, you're bringing this to our town, and you don't always get that. So the combination of the 3 or 4 days that we spent here back in 2017 and just getting a feel for the place, it's like, okay, here's where we want to spend the rest of our lives. And so we've been here since summer of 2017. This last year we bought a house in Gehring. We bought more furniture, so we're not going anywhere. So because I'm not moving.
You're stuck with us.
Yeah.
You're stuck with us.
So it's either we burn the house down or we keep going until we're just too old to do it. But it's just, every day's not a picnic, but just the time that we've been here has just been an amazing experience. So it shows that, when something's right, you know it and you go with it. So do you want to say anything while we're here? You want to talk?
When I met this guy and we got married, he said, I will take you places.
Yeah.
He never mentioned Gehring.
Never mentioned Nebraska,
Never
right?
mentioned Nebraska.
Yeah.
But no, I'll just, go with what you said. From the moment we drove in and we parked our car over by the monument, and we just kind of walked, it just felt right. To me, it felt like home. And to this day, I will say that. I know I've got people in Casper that get angry at me when I mention this, but I could never live in Casper. It's nothing
We had a better team.
bad about the whole
That's
for
it.
sure. That's
And
a given.
you know what's funny is I've been accused of stacking this
Yes.
team and ignoring the
They have told
the
us.
Casper. I've heard that.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I tell them I have nothing to do with the players. I don't want anything to do with the players. I have a coach. I have a great coach. He puts the team together.
They resent us
I know how to,
sometimes.
I know
Yeah.
exactly how the process works.
For
Yeah.
that reason. It's
Sure.
like, I don't want anybody saying, oh, well, you stack this team so
Oh,
you
that's
win.
your baby. That's your baby
Nope,
team. You
I have
baby
nothing
that
to do
team.
with players.
No.
Somebody contacts us to play, I send them to Tony, I send them to Chance over in Casper, and now I send them to JM over in North Platte.
North Platte.
So, but for that reason, it's like whatever happens, happens. And our job is to entertain people.
Yep.
And make sure the beer's cold and the hot dogs are hot and the music plays and all that stuff. I have nothing to do with what goes on the field, and I don't want to.
But now Brianna is now here, and I know she's in love with the Pioneers. I mean, she got here,
Yeah.
and she's gonna be embarrassed over there.
It's pretty.
Oh, she
But
was.
I
Hey,
wanna talk about-
I just love getting all those acrobatic pictures. So
Well, you want to talk about some of the when she comes, she's so effervescent when she talks about
Yeah.
when she covered a game and she did this and the
we're
players.
baseball.
And she
What
knows
can
the,
I say?
and she knows the players, and
Yeah.
she's close. And and I was there too. I mean,
Sure.
I'm still close with guys like Colin and Ty Bockwell.
Ty,
and,
yeah.
That's
and
so
See, that's the cool part about it.
Exactly.
Oh, when I was with the Diamondbacks, even with the Indians and Reds, zero interaction with the players, which to me isn't a big thing. But it's like, again, you have your corporate. You have your thing to do. Don't bother anybody else. Here, everybody, no matter what, whether you want to or not, you're involved in what's going on at the ballpark. The staff everybody does everything, and so you can't help but get to know these guys when they come to town. You got to know them a lot this summer, not from hanging around at a bar or anything. Well, I don't know if you
No,
did.
and that's
You may
great.
have.
No.
You may
good
have.
kids,
No.
very good
But that's
kids.
the thing. But that's the thing. You get to know them because you're all pushed into this situation for 10 weeks, and you can't help but get to know everybody.
Yeah.
And you know, like Dave says, our players, you know, I always tell people, if they're coming to town to party and goof off, they'll go home and do it with their friends from high school.
Exactly.
They come here because they're serious about getting better at what they do on a field. They want to get seen by somebody and move to the next level, whatever that level is.
Yeah, these guys are totally professionals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and people at the beginning were surprised by that, because the thing was, when we first started, nobody had ever seen this. Oh, you're gonna bring 35 college kids to Gary, Nebraska, and they're gonna burn everything down and you know, chase all the women up and down the street and all that, and no, these guys, again, they know, and they're trained and they're brought up these days to know that one little screw up is gonna set you back to where the guy next to you is gonna move ahead. These kids come to town and they're serious about getting better and taking that next step, and that's what you find when, not just with the Pioneers, but anybody that does this. And Mayra will tell you, if they don't have that attitude, they will not be here long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
We should let her talk some.
well, I was just gonna pass it over to you. I know, Brianna, one of the reasons we brought Chuck and Mayra in here tonight was for the change that, going from the Expedition League to the
To the independents.
Independent League.
I do it all the time. but
And
yeah.
you're gonna make some announcements that have not been made yet.
Well, yeah, well, you wanna do that?
Well, I was gonna ask, so obviously you're adding 2 new teams, one in North Platte and one in Laramie. So what made you decide to actually get teams in those 2 cities?
Laramie and North Platte, the reason is the quality of the ownership group, not just us, but the ownership group and the location. You get into this thing where, oh, there's a ballpark there, we're gonna put a team there, and then you look up and you're in Caldwell, Idaho. It's like,
Yeah,
wait a minute,
that's
you
exactly
know?
what happened.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. Hey, this guy wants a team. Oh, we're just gonna do it and worry about it later.
Yeah, no.
We're not gonna do that.
No.
We could have had more teams this year, and we thought, okay, we're gonna do this, and then in 2023, we already have some more lined up. We're gonna take our time and do it the right way, and do it honestly and ethically and above board and transparent, so we don't get in a situation where we just took a check from somebody and now we all have to deal with it.
Yeah.
So long answer, I'm really sorry, but I do that.
But the one thing
As
that I
everybody
want,
knows, do
that I
that.
wanted
Yes,
to
ma'am.
add, I
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
mean to cut you off, but one of
Please
the.
cut me off, I'm just yapping.
When they approached us to do this, if anybody has ever heard my story, I've always said, never again will we own 3 teams, even a small percentage of a third
I've been
team.
threatened with that.
I had told them
Yeah.
from the get-go, very first year, I had this freaking heart
One's
attack.
hard enough.
Right,
Yeah.
and then to have it in 3 separate states. But,
Mm.
and he knew this, you may not think he's very smart, but
Not-
this guy is
Wait a
smart.
minute,
He knew
you may
that
not think I'm very
if it,
smart.
no, yeah, if you, if you
That's my wife,
know,
this is my wife, by the way.
if you know that we're gonna put a team here in Nebraska. Nebraska has been the most awesome place I've ever lived. I grew up in California, 4 or 5 hour, commute every day, Monday through Saturday. We got here and to me, this was heaven. And then I get to know the people. And the most loving, this is where I feel at home. So when I found out that they were doing this team in North Platte, I wanted it to be done right. I wanted it to be as successful as the Pioneers. So when he mentioned this, I know you're gonna say no, but I have to bring it up to you. And I said, well, where's the team gonna be in North Platte?
But yeah, I came to her and I said, hey, we have this opportunity. And I'm like, we have this opportunity, and they're gonna say, and she said, no, let's do it. I
Yeah.
said, well, where exactly is North Platte? Well, it's about an hour and a half or 2.5 that way. It's the opposite way from Casper.
See, and Laramie's only 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I don't care,
and
that's
it's-
Wyoming.
Both of those teams help
Yeah,
us a
been there.
lot, help the Pioneers a lot in bus travel. It's gonna cut our bus bill down a lot.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you
And
think
this helps everybody.
about some of the traveling that those guys have done in the
Yeah.
last few
Oh,
years.
poor
It's
guys.
gonna be,
Yeah.
this is gonna be so much easier.
Yep,
for
you've
them.
got Fremont, Hastings, North Platte, Gearing, Laramie,
Laramie.
Casper, Spearfish, right in that loop.
Fremont's
And so-
the farthest bus trip.
Right.
You don't
Yeah.
have to go to Grand Forks.
We still go to Dickinson, and we still are gonna go to Caldwell once though. Instead,
Once.
last year we did Caldwell twice in 2 weeks, and it's a 16-hour bus ride. You have to-
That was
you
a
have to do
killer.
it
Yeah.
too. So when I came to Mayra and I said, hey, they want us to do this because they like what we've done in Gearing. I was very surprised that she said yes, but since she did, it's just been great, and it's part of, not blowing smoke again, but the people of this part of the country
It's something.
they get excited
We just
about
get it.
this kind of thing.
You get it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Whereas, but you're right, where other people don't. It's like, not to go into it too much, but that's the thing. It's like we have had such a great experience here, and when we went to first talk to the people in North Platte, it was the same exact thing. This is great, you need to bring this, or even the Legion program.
Yes.
This is gonna be great for our kids.
They're gonna benefit from it.
Yeah,
Everybody there
that's the
will
first thing they
benefit
said,
somehow.
this is gonna be great for our kids.
Sure.
Because they can see what the next step is, it's gonna help us bring more tournaments to North Platte, it helped here, we brought the state tournament here a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And we'll do it again. So just the experience of what we've had here in Gearing kind of prompted us to take on and bite off more than we can chew and get North Platte going. So, but it's been fantastic, and I can't say that enough about how appreciative we are
Yeah.
of what's happened here since we got here 5 years ago.
Well, I wanted to go off of that because I know we were talking about it before Dave got here. The prospects team.
Yes.
So obviously you only have 9 teams in the league, but you were
Correct.
talking about this prospects league that would just go around and travel.
Yes.
So can you just talk a little bit about
And that goes back to, so we're gonna play with 9 full-time teams this year. There's gonna be one team that's out of Omaha, the Nebraska Prospects. If you play Legion ball, you know who they are. They run at 5 or 6 different levels, one's a collegiate level. They're gonna be a travel team, and the reason, it goes back to doing things the right way. The reason we have 9 teams, there was a 10th team that was gonna be in this league, and it just wasn't a good fit for the way we wanna do things. And that's really all I'm gonna say about that. So we turned that person away, and we said, okay, what do we do now? Because somebody's going to be off every day. We went to the Prospects organization over in Omaha, so they're gonna be a travel team. So they're gonna fill in where this other team would have come here. So it's like 6 or 8 games that we'll play, but they're mainly, almost all their travel is gonna be in Nebraska. I think they go to Casper once, Laramie once, and Spearfish once. They're not gonna go to Caldwell, they're not gonna go to Dickinson. But they stepped up and they love it because they travel through the state and do showcase weekends at other places. They don't have a home field. Well, they're gonna ride on charter buses, they're gonna stay in good hotels, they're gonna get fed every day, they're gonna play against top level competition, so they love it. So they're gonna be the 10th team, and you'll see the Nebraska Prospects, they'll be in here, I think, 6 games during the course of the year. I think we open with them at home on May 27th. So it was a matter of, we could, again, a case where we could have jammed another team in, but it wouldn't have been the right thing to do. So this was a better solution.
I also wanted to ask, when are we gonna find out the full team? Like, when's the last day you're gonna announce the last person? Because I know you're doing pretty much one a week.
One a week.
Yeah.
It keeps you interested.
I know, I want to
You
know.
know.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I
The
know.
roster is, I'll tell you, the roster is full, we're
Killing-
turning away guys.
Oh,
Killing me
yeah.
inside though.
Yeah.
But-
We are turning away guys as we speak.
But her question was, when are you gonna introduce the entire
When
roster?
are you? He
No,
doesn't
she
want
said
to do
you.
it. He says one player a week.
Yeah, when's the
And I-
last one going to be announced?
It's the last one going to be announced.
Not chosen, announced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May
So they've already been
15th?
chosen. Probably, we open May 24th, probably that morning.
I knew it.
No.
I knew he was
So-
gonna say that.
So I will say that,
Picture, right?
probably when whoever runs the league Point Streak site gets time, I'll upload the whole roster into Point Streak, and then it'll be on our website. I'm gonna guess this weekend, but we're, into a few things, but I know I'll have a date that's kind of on my list of things to do. All of our teams will start uploading their rosters onto Point Streak, yeah. But we're full, we may pick it up in Armor too, but all of our positions are full. Same in Casper, same in North Platte, pretty much everybody's full at this point. But, don't worry, you got people are coming back to town.
I know who they are.
Okay. But yeah, we'll have the full roster up there pretty quick.
Okay.
And we'll have the full schedule up there too. It's a matter of formatting and getting to the website company, and you know how websites are.
Yes.
They work on a different time frame. What else you got? Keep it
Forever to
coming, you
update my
guys.
own.
Now that we're
Host families.
riled up.
Host family.
Host families, we have been so blessed in this market, here in Scottsbluff, Gearing. We're always, every year I say to myself, we know we have more than enough. but then there's always that one mishap.
Well,
And
especially with COVID.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Somebody's fine in April, all of a sudden they're sick in May, and it's like, I just
Or
really gotta back off.
What I found out this past season, a lot of people that didn't get to vacation or see their loved ones in 2020, they were taking the time off this year, or this past season. So I found myself a little short on host families, but it wasn't really bad. So I thought, okay, this year, I wanna recruit at least, just to be very comfortable, 5 more host families.
Okay.
So if you're out there and you're watching this.
Please.
And Dave can attest to it, they were a host family.
Yeah,
but,
it's, and I think we hosted most of the interns.
Right, exactly. Well, you had Ty, right? And
Well,
that kid, Ty,
yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he was, and they're all amazing kids, you know? I remember first year when we got here, I couldn't make them understand what the program was about. The first thing they said, college players, you want me to take in a college player?
A boy, a college boy.
What?
No.
For
These
10
guys
weeks?
are up at dawn, running,
Yes.
lifting weights.
And they're gone
in the
half the
cage.
year.
Yes.
And they're gone
on
half
the
the
road half the
season.
year, yeah.
Yeah, and one of the main concerns, that, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to entertain this kid, day in, day out?
No.
And then, at the end of the very first season, main complaint was, I never see my player. I never see the kid, he's always either at the gym, at the ballpark,
On the
doing some
road.
kind of community, because, the
Yep.
players have to do something
And-
with the community.
And it's not just players, it's also interns.
Interns as
Yes.
well,
Correct.
exactly.
Yeah, we
And-
bring in, our goal is to bring in 12 interns every summer.
And these guys,
And-
and these kids are great too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
And it's the same thing, they're here to get better at what they wanna do.
Right.
No matter what their specialty is, we have social media and we have, the entertainment and marketing part of it. We're gonna have a live stream video,
Yeah.
specific intern for that,
Uh-huh.
broadcaster. These people come to get here and get something on their resume and get better, they're not here to screw around.
Yeah, yeah.
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 And we keep them busy.
And and we were fortunate, my family was fortunate to, Lane Ball and Shelby Anderson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of those, Austin Green, and
Yeah.
a lot of those kids, and we still have great relationships. Actually, we've got Lane Ball coming back
Yeah.
just to go hunting with us.
That is, I
He's
love
coming
hearing
back,
that.
he's coming
Yeah.
back from Missouri next
We need to
week
get him over
just
here.
to do some hunting with us. And
Let's
that's,
do some work.
and like I said, my son,
Yeah.
he FaceTimes Ty
Oh.
Boswell
Yeah.
He
all
loved
the
them.
time,
Oh,
and Ty,
man.
he'll answer, and they'll
Yeah.
play Roblox, and they'll have a good time, and Ty is Dylan's favorite person on the plane.
Yep,
And
Most
this
kids,
family
these
was all
kids-
brought together
That
from
was his
the
big
Pioneers.
brother.
And they become part of your family, yeah. well,
And,
they- yeah.
so if you're out there watching, and you start a new relationship, come talk to Chuck and Mayra. Your office is downtown Gary.
Beautiful downtown Gary.
Yes.
The world
10th Street,
headquarters
Gary, yeah.
is right next to USAVE.
Yep.
Yep. There's a bakery like 3 doors down. If you want a donut, you can do that.
Cabbage burgers.
Yep, yep. If you,
Last one
keep
I-
it coming. Keep it coming. What do you got?
Well, the last one I know you guys wanted to talk about was July 2nd.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
What
Oh,
happens
you're gonna
July?
love
Oh, July
it.
2nd. Yeah, that's right. July 2nd. We talked about that earlier. We're tired.
I know.
We left.
Have you heard
You're
about
over
that?
here
No, I
yawning.
haven't.
She's
You're
looking
gonna
at me
love
and yawning, just so y'all
Tell
know.
Dave, well, tell the
Tell the
viewers
world.
too.
The world.
Yes,
Do I get a
because,
bid on another jersey?
oh, Dave, you're gonna love
Actually,
this one.
yes.
I have one of the
Yes.
space ones.
They
Yeah.
already
Yep.
put the jersey out on Instagram with
Oh,
what it
wait,
looks like.
wait
Oh, I
till
haven't
you,
even seen it.
wait till
So-
you hear about this one. He's gonna love it. Go ahead.
You want it?
No, please
You
go
know,
ahead.
you know what I do about
Please
it.
go ahead. That's your expertise.
I forgot. I'm old.
That's your expertise.
Okay, one of the advantages of having a few extra open dates, because we don't have that 10th team, is that we're able to get some extra games in that aren't league games. We have the Boulder Collegians, a college woodbat team out of Boulder, coming up here twice, once on Memorial Day and once for 2 days after that. They want to join our league in 2023. They're going to come play us in an exhibition game, or 3 of them, to see how we do it. But also, on July 2nd, we're hosting the U.S. Military All-Star Baseball team. It's a traveling barnstorming team, and all of these guys are active
your
duty
clinics out.
military. We had planned this in 2020 before COVID hit. We had a date set and everything, but they couldn't tour because of COVID. So all the guys on the team, they're active duty, they got deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan and all those places. Well, and then, so since it's a 2-year deployment, they were gone in 2021. So for 2022, they're reforming. They're based out of Colorado Springs, So they're gonna be here playing the Pioneers on July
2nd.
2nd. Yep, Myra and I have had this group
They're
in
amazing.
stops in Oregon and in Arizona, and it's fantastic. It just is. These guys are great. They put on a kids clinic. They're gonna go. They'll go visit the veterans home. We're planning to have a meet and greet over at the Legacy of the Plains Museum the same day, where people can come out and meet these guys. And they're just fantastic. They put on a great show. They stop the game at 9/11 and they do a ceremony to honor the fallen there. But there's the atmosphere that we're going to have there is just amazing. So we've got them coming in, and it's going to be, barring something going wrong, it's going to be a yearly thing.
Oh, wow.
It's
That's
really
gonna be
going to be.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be probably one of the highlights. But to today's point. They have their own uniforms, but the Pios are going to have camouflage jerseys that money's going to be going to the veterans home. We're going to auction those off. We did some auction jerseys last year, 6 times I believe, and we raised like an average of about $3,500 a night for different causes.
And these are the
So-
players' jerseys, correct?
Yes.
They'll play in the jersey and then
Yeah.
you get a bid
And-
on their jersey.
Correct.
Exactly.
End of the game, they'll sign the jersey and give it to you.
Yeah.
So that money's gonna go to the Veterans Home in Scottsbluff. So that's something that I've been wanting to do really since we got here. And just like I said, 2 years ago, we were gonna do it, weren't able to. Got a hold of these guys, kept in touch during the COVID and the deployment. And so now they're gonna be making a trip, they're gonna be in Fremont and Hastings and North Platte and here in Casper and Laramie. They're gonna make that trip. And they're gonna make it a yearly thing. By the time they get fully geared up, they have 3 squads that travel the country. But if you go to their website, usmilitaryallstars.com, it tells you all about it, and it's just a fantastic thing.
It's an amazing.
It's a great thing for the community.
So July 2nd, mark
July
your
2nd.
calendar,
Yes.
be there, make
Saturday-
plans, do what you
Saturday
gotta
night.
do, yep.
Saturday night.
And, but, capacity at the stadium, we're gonna have some extra bleachers.
Well, we have the bleachers, or we're gonna start using those lawn seats a lot more than we have.
There
We
you
told
go,
Mayor
yeah.
Kaufman,
Yeah,
we told
well,
Mayor Kaufman
yep.
at the beginning, and he
Still,
was
you
like,
still need that berm, like that, yeah.
You know who to talk to. The city of Gehring wants to hear from you, but you know,
Tyler.
but I know we're gonna have them in Casper, and our stadium in Casper holds about 2,300, and we'll sell it out.
yeah. that
We've
day.
already got the sponsorship lined up. We've already got Plumber Insurance as a presenting sponsor
Here.
this year, but we're gonna have a number of sponsors to help cover the cost and make sure these guys are treated right. We're gonna work with our hotel partners, feed it, but it's gonna be really, really, outside of winning another championship, but probably the best event that we're
The
gonna do this
highlight
year.
of 2022, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking
It's
forward
really a
to
cool
it.
thing. That's gonna be blessed. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Oh yeah, I have nothing else.
Come on,
Anything
Winnie.
else?
Come on,
I don't
man.
have
What do you
anything
got?
else. I think they've covered quite a bit. Come out and see the Western Nebraska Pioneers.
Yeah.
If you've never been to a game, this is something you have to experience. And it's well run. The play is great. The Pios are good.
To plug, it's wnpioneers.com. Tickets are actually going to go on sale as soon as we have the schedule into the ticket system, I would say within a week. We'll start announcing our specialty dates, our Bark in the Park and Special Olympics Jersey Night, and 21st Century wants to do that again. We'll start announcing our special dates at that time as well, but it's coming really fast. I know it's January, but it comes fast.
It does
just
really fast, yeah.
In our world, really fast, but all of a sudden you're gonna look up, it's gonna be middle of May, so I gotta do something this summer. Please come see us. You won't regret it. And if you do, tell her, don't tell me. You know where to find us.
I always look for Myra at the stadium.
Yeah.
You always look for Myra. But that's all I've got tonight with Chuck and Mayra and Brianna.
Was there anything else you two wanted to add?
One of the reasons we're here in the middle of the night, thank you for that. And we left North Platte at 6 this morning, but we wanted to make sure we did this because we don't want to take the people here and what's happened here for granted and just think it's just going to coast and stay the same. We know that we have to keep doing our job to make sure our fans and our players and our staff are happy. And part of that is doing things like this to make sure people know that we care, so much about what they've done for us since we've been here. And really, it would a whole nother podcast could take up for the appreciation that we have for Gehring, Scottsbluff, the whole area. It's just been, since we moved here, it's just been amazing for us, and we can't thank you enough for that.
And if you wanna sponsor a host family or anything like that, any inquiries,
Yep.
you can either call down to the office
Call down to the
or
office,
meet
yep.
them down there at Pioneers World Headquarters
Yep.
on 10th Street in Gearing.
Yep.
And I guess that's all we got tonight. What do you have to say about that?
Well, thank you both for joining us and.
No, we
Aw,
Thank you guys so
you're
much.
Appreciate it.
welcome,
And
of
Appreciate
course.
just coming on a very long day
It's-
for
Yes.
both of you.
But, no, it's, again, we're so appreciative and we don't want people to think that we take this for granted. This has been just the best thing of our lives together since,
Yeah.
well, except for the grandkids, I guess they're
They're kind of up there,
it's a
but,
tie, it's kind of a
Yeah.
tie. None of them got us a ring, so.
yeah.
But just, we're so appreciative of what's happened here
Yeah.
since we moved, because you don't know. We packed up and moved from Arizona not knowing a soul here.
Mhm.
And so don't ever think that we don't appreciate the people out there and everybody that's helped us along the way. And the people that we're gonna meet in the future. We're so appreciative.
Stop it, you're gonna make me cry.
That's why I keep talking. I just wanna see you cry. But thank
Yeah,
you, and
thank
thank
you
you guys
so
for the
much.
time tonight. Really,
Yeah.
really appreciate
No
it.
problem. So,
Absolutely.
for more sports coverage, you can go to star-herald.com or just pick up one of our print editions. And we will see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.